My friends were hanging out and they didn't invite me, but that's okay. I hopped in my PT Cruiser and went right to playing Crit Bruiser. Small little announcement, there is the UW 1v1 Briar tournament. Sign up and everything in my Discord June 20th, so please go ahead and do that. And next thing, I will be opening up Metafee for some coaching content, some coaching opportunities. It might be just for a short amount of time, but I'm going to at least give it a try. Enjoy the video. Titanic Crit, basically. It's the build that you go Collector into Titanic, then LDR Infinity Edge. I myself have always really slammed a Infinity Edge if I ever had BF Sword money, but this time I might try LDR. There's a lot of people talking down to me about that, man. They're like, hey, you know, you shouldn't ever buy Infinity Edge when you have it, and you should always go LDR. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to break it to those people, but there's definitely a lot of times to go Infinity Edge, especially if you can buy a free BF sword on like specific timers. I showed one in like, I don't know, like 3 videos ago. Yeah, it's super good. Just because someone talks down to you in a YouTube comment doesn't mean that they're right. So there's today's life lesson. But yeah, not too much going on in the jungle here other than I missed W2 and my bot lane's 2-1. Too easy. Yeah, a lot of people have been posting that their jungle clear still sucks even after watching the clear guide, and I will say, like, knowing how many autos it takes does matter, but there's a lot of, like, you know, specific jungle, you know, things that you want to be doing. I don't know what you'd call them, man. Basic objectives or clear speed tips, where, like, you should always be trying to pull one camp to the next, so in times that you do mess up your clear, you can get some of those seconds back, right, just by pulling this red buff closer to the Krug. So in a time like this, like, you know, if you think that you're going to struggle at getting the red buff, you can do that. Obviously, if you watch my clear, right, I eat into this wall and then get 2 autos, and then I let bleed do the rest. But in times like, you know, let's say you mess up, or you know, I don't know, man, you just suck at finding the time to walk when the red buff isn't in an auto attack. You know, there's some things that you can do to try and get those seconds back if you've already messed them up. Now, obviously, the clear guide is just showing when things go perfectly. You know, it won't always happen. I believe Zed is going to go right there, and then we're going to send it. Don't know where Elise is, so we'll look to flash if I have to. I tried to get the free E over the wall. It turns out that she was there. She hasn't done crab yet because she's at 24. Now, again, your basic plan is to you know, you want to get all of your stuff, all of your camps and whatnot, and then you want to recall without messing up your own clear. Now I'm going to greed a little bit because there's actually a lot on this map that you might not realize, where you know, scryers, that's free information for them. They can find our wards, and you can also get a ward in their jungle, and that'll show you what Elise does on her second clear. So yeah, there's a lot to it. Now you have 8 seconds to get back here. Of course, yeah, well, hey man, we run it. And, you know, on a very specific point, you do have to think about, like, well, you know, was it worth to cycle this 5 seconds later or whatnot? You know, that's up to you. Nice. He actually flung before I use my W, so he doesn't get a lot of good value out of doing that. He wants to wait till I W because, you know, when you're Briar and you W, you have 5 seconds to deal as much damage as possible. If he gives me that for free, then I get to deal more. So we got both of his sums there, and we deny the proxy for 2 waves, which is effectively like game losing for Singe. Singe wants to always have enemy on back foot by getting good proxy timings, and then use those proxy timings to, you know, get a free recall, take a roam, whatever, you know, whatever it may be. So you can actually see that, you know, she's done 1 camp, right? She's pathing top down, so you know she did Krug's Raptors. We're ahead of her, right? I'm on my 3rd camp, she's going to hers. So I ganked out for pressure, she ganked bot, got a kill. And we're up farm while, you know, getting her own crab and warding her jungle to confirm that. So there's a lot that goes into these, like, really minute things, but this is literally a game of centimeters, man. Every single really small advantage that you get can create something huge. So that's obviously the mentality that I go into with this, and it's pretty huge. You should likely do the same, but you have to know they exist to try and look for them, and that's where a lot of people get lost. So Tribush is warded. Obviously they know I'm coming. I'm just going to try and take a damage gank here. There's probably not too much for me to do. Big. Nice. Damn, he kind of folded. I mean, we were able to go through all of this. Did he flash too? I don't know. Not F. Because Elise is still bot side, I'm going to try and make a mid timer happen here. Since we still know where she's at. I am low, and that's like the scariest part about this, but he has no flash, so if he sends it, we should be good. Oh, that's actually pretty bad. Zed ulted linear to Yasuo to come up from behind him, and that gives him an E towards his turret, so like we did need the Zed ult, that's a fact, but I don't think we needed it from that angle. If he could have maybe changed that, could have been big. No big deal. We're at least able to pressure him. We would like if Akali could get a roam timer here, like blast this wave and then go for invade with me. She looks like she's trying to play 1v1 against Singed, though. I feel like Elise would actually go to her Krugs first, just to cycle correctly. Nice, they went 1 for 1. I'm actually going to ward this and then step away. Oh my god, she's on Dragon. I think that Dragon's pretty bad. She just spent a lot of time doing that. Imagine if I knew that, she would have been cooked. I would have gotten her whole top side by now, but no big deal. You can always make up for it. Bam, get this. And there's not much for her to trade unless she's willing to wait another 30 seconds, and I don't think most people will, so not bad. I do have Serrated Dirk plus Boot Recall right now. And I'm not going to go for the Raptors, because if you go for the Raptors, like, think about it. She's recalling coming back here. If she finds me on the Raptors there, even if she does or doesn't kill me, what matters is what happens on the follow-up to that, where, if she realizes her whole topside's there, it's realistic for her to decide to come and invade me, knowing that, I couldn't have done every single camp all at once. You can only be one spot at a time, so the odds of her finding a big invade there is huge. Now, when she walks and sees her Raptors, then she has to question how long how long has it been since I've gotten that, right? And that's where, the uncertainty might come in for her to not go for the follow-up invade. It can be... I do want to get this ward down, just because now we can actually see both sides of her getting into the grub pit. I mean, she could have, like, a blast gun or flash or E, but... the odds of you seeing her going into the Krugs or Grubs is high when you double pink ward here. And you can see that now. I will be playing for that. I don't know why Ezreal's playing to not do that. We got her E. That's effectively her just being dead. Yasuo's actually going to send it at me through E's like this. Oh, I did not expect that. I do need to buffer E during this. Oh my god. He didn't get anything. Does he have flash? I've gotten this guy's flash now twice. Let's go. I mean, that is what it is. Luckily, Elise, I mean, she didn't really do her due diligence there. She had no clue where I was and just went for a random send on the Grubs. No prio, no reason to think it, just did it. And yeah, that's definitely not good. I need vision there. If she gets my bot side, then I can trade her top side for it, but we'd prefer to not just give the side for no reason. Nice, she's not, at least not there yet. They would definitely be at red buff first, my guess. But let's see if I can make it there in time. We're not really having a bad start here. I mean, we're not snowballing. This is a pretty close game, but we're up a good amount of camps. We actually see her on Gromp. That's huge. I can't really help that gank very much. I guess I could have sent it on a Mumu, but that was like right at the time that we were finding out where Elise was, where if you send it on a Mumu and she's standing right there, you're going to find out real quick how not cool that situation is. They need to run. They're walking right to a Mumu, actually. I can play my ultimate or my next flash super well, but at worst, we just want to confirm our item gold. Once you have item gold, it basically is like gank right then, and then recall, or recall. Those are your only two options. If you stay too long on item gold, you're going to troll. Okay, not bad. Let's see what they're willing to do. Yeah, my bot lane is super scared. They're not really willing to fight for vision or anything right now. They are very scared of enemy team. Which, is a good and bad thing. It's good because they won't often die for no reason, but it's bad because you don't get a lot of the extra vision that you could be getting. Our top lane's super far ahead. And I'm on full collector. Now we go straight to Titanic. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that this build got a lot better this season because crit got buffed. It went from 175% damage to 200. So all crit builds got a little bit better when Season 16 started. Dude, he is struggling. Needs to find a flash angle. If you get caught in the Amumu Q loop, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna take forever to get something done. Because you're just permanently stunned. Try and get the most out of this sweeper that I can. He's getting dove right now. I would love to do something on this timer, but there's really not much to do. Zed's gonna go down there though. They have Elise standing right here. I guess he's trying to play through mid prio. I'm gonna at least get this wave real quick. Like, comment, and subscribe, please. Alright, let's see if we can go to dragon here. Got mid prio, a ton of farm. Can always check and see if they're on the dragon just by hitting W like that. So we know that they're not on it just yet. Wish I got a little bit more off of my sweeper, but that bush is the one that's going to ruin everything. I'm gonna go for Yasuo. He seems like their most scary person. I can hold back in following this. Big. I get a fear they could be even more big. Oh. No, Collector's really not going to proc on anyone. Thank you. Nice. Akali actually made it here with TP. That might be the thing that we needed most to save this play because she's on it. I think she's on it, bro. I mean, if he doesn't think so, he doesn't think so. That's okay. He wasn't on it, but he was definitely prepped for it. Bang. Flash Q ignite. Flash Q ignite. Oh. Really? He doesn't even go for it. I think he flashed from he flashed from Elise Q, which it's going to deal damage after there anyway. So more times than not, you should go for the try there because you're dead. But their jungler is dead, so we can likely just send it here and utilize the death timer because we should be up one player on this side of the map because their Sin just stops, so they can only have the 3. So that's why I'm going for a rush here. Good Zed damage. Big. And Elise should be going topside, right? Because she's been pathing top down. So we get a lot of good space on bot side here. I'm going to skip the Krugs just so I can get to topside a little bit faster. Big. Honestly, maybe. I mean, Swain might be able to kill. I don't think he has the sustain that he needs right now, but good try. Big collector to proc quickly. Thank you. I will not be losing the Yasuo kill there. It is super good for us. He actually built Immortal Path, which is super rare. Okay. I mean, you know he's going to go for that for sure, right? Wow, shout out this guy. Man, he doesn't go for the invade after getting scouted there. Most people would just do it anyway. Oh, I didn't pull further enough. Not bad, though. Get to the bush. You can get level 11 for free. She's going to second item pretty fast, just off kill gold, but it's doable. Storm Surge is a cheap item, so it stops scaling like a full item at certain points. But we are staying like a full level up. I would love to spend my money before this war that's going to go on topside, but I'm going to try and see if I can cheese this. If they give this for free, I get so much off of this greed. It is insane. Because I don't have to waste time spending my money, then recalling. I can kill a full neutral uncontested. Yep, and they went to bot side. Yeah, this is huge for us. It'd be the best thing that could happen here is Zed buys a lot of time or gets one, and then I'm able to trade topside for that play. But overall, this is still huge for us. Big win. So now you ping off your bot side because they are going to fight, and unfortunately, it's a rough fight. And we can go for the dive on this guy. I have to play the Rift Herald here to get out, and then we're good. And that is a huge counterplay. We have to assume that Elise is on my bot side. We'd love to get more off this. Go for a turret bite. Nice. How do you turret bite? There's a video, there's a short on this channel to go. Oh, we can't do anything with this. Okay, you just got demolished. I need to get away from him. We actually just don't want to be anywhere near this guy, but I have to scare him off and get that wave in for my laner. Whew, 3k gold. Now we're talking. Yeah. So this is obviously LDR third game. Not gonna lie, they will be forcing your boy to hit the Amumu very often. If not the Amumu, then it would be the Singed. Singed gets a lot of armor for Frege. He's gonna use E. Let's see if we can force him to use it. Nice. We can just get the wave. He's gonna get the kill. We can get him pushing bot faster. Huge. Nice. And we're in a good spot here. We're in a decent spot. Definitely was a scary game at some point until that top lane play. The top lane play really solidified me in this game. But just gotta wait and be patient. My bot lane is definitely sold on trying to throw as hard as possible, but I'm going for the wave. They think I'm going for them, which is crazy. Likely have a word on to Akali, and that's why they were so scared right then. But nice. Dragon is our next big thing. Again, we did 1 drag, 1 rift, 2 grubs, and we're up farm, so. Oh my god. Oh, wow. They had that warded. I guess they have a ward there. I could have just WE flashed, right? Or did that, but I was looking somewhere else, right? Why didn't I see them engaging me? I think I was doing it. Logan mid Twitter legend. True. 100% true. Do I want a little bit more crit? Probably. Is 20 AD better than the chance for 15% more crit? If we get this play, it's genuinely GG. They did just sell, not gonna lie. They used double ult on me, right? That's low-key a pretty big sell. Yasuo's coming. We can even force his wind wall on us. Now we won't have it for Akali? Bruh. I mean, come on, guys. Ooh, big damage. We do need to force her to slow down so Zed can get here. Oh, nice. That's good. Yeah, let's go ahead and slam this. Kali's gonna grab a fat wave on bot side too. Now, Baron is up next. And the thing about Baron, that's just if enough people are dead, you can do it. So, one thing is, you know, obviously get as much damage as you can so you can actually threaten to do it. Because from this position right now, if I recall and I get tanky, okay, that's not going to help with the rushing of Baron. So, Boots recall right now is probably bad, right? If we slam Last Whisper plus Longsword, now we're talking. I do want to cycle my 2 bot side camps, just in case I'm standing around Baron for too long. There's no, like, real trade, and I can clear my bot side up. As long as he doesn't die, it's fine. Struggling this game. Struggling this game. Nice. 900 gold for LDR, and then we can go straight to Infinity Edge. And this is one of the games that we never even got a BF Sword recall, really. Like, we got the 3K, but that was pre-Titanic, and you need Titanic. It's nice. 40% crit doesn't hurt. Is that real? That was real. They have no ults again. He said 07. I think this is just going to be worth for us. I mean, as long as we play it. I mean, Zed's Wing a wall. Ezreal's getting caught on a flank. Like, dude, just walk safely, sweet guy. What's going on in your head? Slightly illegal plays, but we locked now. Yeah, it's seeming like our bot lane is just struggling, man. Like, when they're feeding their own lane, it's whatever, but when my blue buff is getting a Mumu ulted, yeah, that is unacceptable. We have to find a way to save them. Zed Wing into the wall, too. Like, goddamn. Nice. Still up in jungle, so it's chill. XD. What do we say? What do we say? What do we say? Said Logan. One sec, let me sweep this before my sick reply. LOL. You mad? That's probably enough. Wait, I know what to say. Like your mom was last night. Got him. Certified. Oh my god, their bot lane's trolling? If we kill Kai'Sa for free, they're trolling. Big. He has 3 moms? What the fuck? That's OP. This Christmases go crazy. Nice, we get a mid-tier 1 plus Baron. This could be just the freest end of a game ever. It depends on what Elise and Singe are able to cook up. Because you know for a fact Yasuo's staying bot. He hasn't even realized that we're here yet, which is good. That means that they don't have good Baron vision right now. Luckily, we are crit Briar in this moment because we are sending some damage right now. Big. We can go get our item. I think it is a little worth for a little bit more crit here. LDR is huge against them. Again, they're starting to get more armor. They got a little bit more here, a little bit here, and more here. And just a little later into the game you go, it's definitely better. LDR against base armors is efficient. Just flat out. A lot of people forget that. Yeah, it's just later into the game, flat out against like standard, you know, standard assassin is 89. 89 armor. Like, it's half damage, right? So yeah, we don't want that happening. We do not want to half our damage. I don't like the idea of looking with my bot lane. Because of how hard they're struggling. We're overzealously sending here. This could be a problem, but let's hope it's not. That's Singe TP. Big. Don't have our wave. Oh, this could be big. Do need a ward or something. Should have checked there, I think. Could have been better, but not bad. Huge. Their bot lane that was doing those illegal plays, they're finally getting punished. Big. That's third dragon. And Dragon Soul WinCon is locked and loaded. Now, you can already prep this situation that Baron will spawn 30 seconds prior to Dragon. And 30 seconds really isn't enough time for you to clear the Baron, like to kill it. And then also, like, make it back to the Dragon strong. Like, you're going to have to take a lot of damage to do that play. So it's really important to know that, because if you get into that situation and you try, you might find yourself in a shit situation where you just get the Baron and then you give soul for it. It's like super not worth. I'm trying to find a pick here since they just look for that one. I feel like someone would come and match Zed here. I do need a BF sword, so maybe I just send this. Yeah, we gotta pray that he lives. Again, man, you see the Singed in mid lane. I ping it as much as possible. They still find a way to think that they can win it. And let me tell you, man, that's the motto of every video now, is Never unlock. Oh my god, eaten alive. Akali doesn't have TP, so she's gonna have to walk. So that matters because we have to wait for her. If you go too quick, you're just gonna find yourself in a bad spot. I think this hits. Gonna try and dodge the stun. Should just be a kill. Keep trying to block every little bit that you can. Oh, my blue buff is here, so I get the extended range. Big, you're so pissed. Nice, huge. Honestly, this is one of the finest lines of Titanic crit Briar, where I actually am just tanky enough to deal with their burst, while also dealing enough damage to be a threat. Like, it's very realistic that if you were too tanky or too damaging here, that you would fall right in the middle of not doing anything. But this game actually just turned out to be one that lined up pretty well for our game plan. Now this is where you try and turn into Talon real quick, where you try and just go and find a pick and use that next pick to get more time on their map. So I'm going to look for their bot side here because it just spawned. Just one way, like Talon, why do I say Talon does this? Because Talon hops over these walls, goes stands right here, and then kills one, and then he has a free minute to do whatever he wants. So let's try and sweep our way in here. And you want to just catch him lacking just enough. Collector should proc against that, so I'm not going to worry too much. Titanic might still proc, I guess. If it doesn't, that's crazy work, but it's fine. You might think I'm not going for Elise, but I am. Yeah, Collector not proccing there is racist towards a white boy, but that's okay. Hey, you still got him. W Swain. Still cooking. Oh my god, this guy. I mean, yeah, goddamn, did he charge it up or what? Nice. Briar can't really do too much in situations like this until you have a big wave and they're down certain spells. This guy took me out of tower range, which is sick. Trying to do certain tech right here. He's not falling for it, it doesn't seem like. He's gonna ult, right? I was trying to do specific tech where you, so when a Mumu throws Q, he will go to where you end your movement, right? So when he throws his Q, I W backwards and then start charging E. And basically when you're here, you W backwards E, and you can pull him closer to the wall, and then, you know, you can put him into the wall, out of turret aggro, and it's huge. To be honest, I kind of just want these. I didn't get to stack them, but 4% Omnivamp seems useful right now. That makes sense. It's like when he throws Q, he thinks that you're here, you hop backwards, buffer E, and then you're out of turret aggro, and you put him into the wall, and it's a huge play call against him. They're just playing for a random kill right now, so we're going to collect Dragon Soul. And we should just go kill this guy and then have mana advantage to do more. Did he really run? He could have beat me this way, I guess. Good for him. Big. Swing got kind of caught. He is Ocean Soul. They are not killing him for free. I'll just say that. Wow, my life sucks. He did. He went the other way. I'm going to do so much damage here if this ever connects. Bang. Bang. That should be GG. I have full item in base. Do I recall? She has attack speed upgrade, so she will go invis when she is, so you can't just W towards her, unfortunately. Sure to not take that spell for free. I'm going to use my Titanic here just in case I need to have a burst window. Like that. Here's what it is. Huge. And I can show you guys a little bit of the exact build sets on this one too after we check the numbers, because your boy, to be honest, no yelling, just a chill game. So let's check. It's nice, good. Can you see damage? You can. Good damage, up 4k in jungle. Good damage taken, no big deal. Runes, obviously it's PTA, high damage standard. What do you expect it to do other than be the GOAT? And here's a little bit on Collector First. Lolytics.com, not sponsored, should be though. So Collector First obviously is like one of the most picked first items, and a lot of people have brought up this conversation. They're like, "Hey, Logan, so why the shift this season?" And one of which is crit as a whole, right? And two, just there's definitely a lot more build variety right now than previous seasons. I will definitely say that. Where, like, previous seasons, it was Titanic by Cleaver, Bork, and then the higher damage builds, other than lethality, really, were in, like, this weird spot where, people were not really sold on them. And now you have collectors, the most picked first item in, what is this, Emerald Plus? And, I think a lot of factors play into that. One, I think this build is really popular. Two, I think Voltaic being super popular. So when you look at second items, right, when people are going Collector First, a lot of them are doing a Collector Titanic variant. And then when people are going Titanic second, they're doing a lot of crit, but also still some Bruiser in there with Death's Dance. So, and then fifth item is like almost entirely the Bruiser players. So, maybe there's a stat major somewhere that's actually like, here's the lines, but here's how I understand it. Right? Like a lot of people that are going Titanic second are building LDR, which is crit. And then there's a ton of follow-up to that is all Bruiser, right? Like DD is following a lot of these things 2 items after you get Titanic. So it's like, yeah, I think Collectors is in that spot right now where people are building it with so many different things. And yeah, I mean, it's player rate's huge, right? Because you have the people that are building full crit, which are likely like these people for, what is that, like, around 5,000 games. Then you have these people, 10,000 games. And then you have the Titanic crit players, which are 23,000 games. So when you add all that together, right, you got your Titanic crit players or Collector Bruiser players, both falling into the 2-item category here. Then you have your lethality players. Then you have your full crit players and your lethality players and so on. Then you have your demons. That was S, mathematically correct Briar players. So yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. It's definitely really cool, and especially in previous seasons, again, you would likely see it would go first item would be Bork, Titanic, and then Collector or Profane, and then probably something on hit like Kraken or something like that. And yeah, man, I think it's really cool. I think that Briar's itemization is in a good spot right now that you could play like millions of different builds. So maybe I make a Briar build tier list because, like, the problem, or rather, tangent, a small problem making that video is like how many builds are you going to put in there? Do you consider that Collector Titanic is different or the same with Hail Blades or PTA? And I don't know. So I would have to really figure out how I feel about it. But either way, so Collector is one of the first or the most picked first items in Briar right now. I think that's mostly just because of the crit changes from 175 to 200% damage. And then I think Briar's build variety has gone up too, which is crazy because she was already pretty good at that. And yeah, man, it's just really cool. It's another build you can play. I went Red Smite, basically doing this version right here. I think Red Smite's in a great spot right now. The rune page, obviously, swapping Alacrity because it's doo-doo. And then, yeah, pretty easy stuff here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, rather. And then send it through. So thank you for watching. Have a good one. Peace.